Hi everyone. Good evening, good afternoon. Sorry. Welcome to Reality Hour. I am not Adam Samuel, and I am his fill-in for this week. And I hope you will put up with me. Joining me today is Grace. Hi Grace. How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. I just started a new job this week, so I am very tired. But it's honestly, if ever there were a week for Eric to be here instead of Adam, I'm kind of glad it was Disney night because I know that's like the one week that Eric cares about.
Cares is a certain word. That has
Although you
more.
don't have the Figment background up, so
What?
you didn't put the Figment background up this time.
I forgot. Apologies.
I had to wear the Minnie ears because it was just announced that Minnie is getting her own Macy's parade balloon. This is the first time ever. So that is exciting. I actually looked at the history of Disney balloons. Mickey's had several. Of course he has. He's Mickey. There's been several floats from the cruises, but that's a float. Like even Chicken Little has had two balloons. And if you've never seen that movie, I know I say this a lot, do not ever watch it. It's I don't want to say it's bad, but
It's not really a Disney movie. It's a DreamWorks movie pretending to mess. It's a Disney movie trying to be a DreamWorks movie. I don't even know. It's a mess. It is. It is a mess.
it's bad.
I did see it in the theater when I was a kid, though. So
Sorry about that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. And we missed last week, but Brooks got eliminated last week. The Derek dance was amazing. And I am now officially afraid of Adam's team. Well, two of them anyway.
Do you want to tell me which two? Because I honestly forgot who was who.
Steven and Joey. I'm not afraid of Dwight. Adam and I are each down to 3. Adam has all men, Steven, Joey, and Dwight. I have 3 as well. Chandler, Ilona, and Danny. My top 3. I lost Phaedra this week. And Eric, you still have Jen.
Yeah. But as you can see by my hashtag, after I watched him this week, I totally picked the wrong Bachelor contestant. So,
Joey's going viral.
yep. I think
Although stupid things go viral all the time.
you were correct. Anyway,
All right.
So before we get into the contestants, I do want to give, since I haven't really actually watched a part of an episode of Dancing with Stars ever really, I thought I'd give some thoughts on it. The intro packages were very long. I love how the hosts got involved in the opening dance number. I liked
Yeah,
that.
I like that. It's kind of it never really happened with Tom, never happened with Tyra. Like with the Alfonso and Julianne era, I mean, one of them has I mean,
One of them is a pro and one of them was a contestant who won. Yeah. It
yes,
makes
we have
sense.
3 Mirror Ball trophies between the two of them.
Yeah, it makes sense. I will say the judges actually seem like they're relatively honest on the show, which is shocking to me. And genuinely, the only thing about what I saw that I really did not like was the total lack of stakes, which is inherent to the format of the show. So genuinely, I kind of liked it. It was kind of refreshing that a show actually put emphasis on the contestants, which sucks that only celebrity-based shows can do that, but it seems like that's the case now. So,
well, this was something that was brought up back when like Steven Tyler and J-Lo started on American Idol. Like people seem to forget when American Idol first started, we had 2 judges that were pretty much unknown
unknown.
and
Yeah.
a host that was unknown,
Oh, yeah.
and the 3rd judge was irrelevant.
Yeah.
And Dancing with the Stars, it was kind of similar. Like Len and Bruno were both imported from Strictly. And okay, Carrie Ann, like the dance world's pretty small, so I don't know how well known they were in the dance world, but and then like Derek's a past pro, but he
Yeah.
was unknown before he joined Dancing with the Stars pretty much. And no, being a background character in the Harry Potter movies does not count. I'm sorry.
Yep. It does not count. But yeah,
And don't you just love it when reality show alumni remember the show that made them?
Yes, I do.
Because not all of them do that.
I would say a lot of them do that.
Well, we all know several who don't. Kelly Clarkson. Not even trying to hide it anymore.
Well, she remembers.
No, she doesn't. Anyway.
Talks about Idol all the time.
Okay. All right. So Disney night. I'm going to talk about the things that I liked before we get into the numbers. I know you mentioned the opening number. Those are always fun. I kind of liked that we didn't get a lot of the same songs that we get every single damn season. I mean, some of them we get a lot, but for the most part, it was pretty refreshing. I also liked that the Moana 2 plug was a pro number and not a competitive number because I hate it when they do that.
Okay.
But yes, on with the show. And first up, we have Steven and Riley. Spray tan Steve, as his Twitter bio says.
Anywho,
they actually showed him getting a spray tan in his intro.
I know. That was the one intro I watched of all of them.
Good. All right. Let's talk about the dancing.
I was expecting better, to be honest. I thought he was a shoo-in for the finale, based on just general hype going into the season. But unless he's actually genuinely killing it in the votes, I don't think he's going to make it that far.
He might be, because he and the other Olympian are probably the two that I'm seeing the most online buzz for. The thing with Steven is he was like, the judges had harped on him for being like way too energetic and wild. The last few weeks he did a better job at that, and then this week he was back to it again. So, and then the judges pointed out his lack of timing. He's still pretty popular, so I don't think he'll be the next one out the door, but seeing him
he's not going anytime soon, but I'm not sure he's gonna make the finale is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I still think he might, because there's 7 couples left and it's typically a finale of 4.
Maybe.
So I still think he's going to be there. I mean, the way I see it, Chandler and Joey are going to be in the finale, no doubt.
Yes.
And then originally I had it as Steven, and originally it was Dwight, because Dwight was doing really well. Now he isn't. So I don't think Dwight's going to be there now. But I think like Steven, Danny, and Jen are kind of in the hunt. I don't see Dwight or Alona making the finale.
Okay.
But I think Steven's on the upper end of that.
Okay.
All right. And Jen and Sasha next, Eric's only contestant. And this week they went on a paddle boat.
I did not watch that part. Sympathy is not going to carry her till the end of this show. It was
they don't really talk about it that much. Plus, like, a lot of people think that she and Sasha are kind of smitten on each other, which people thought the same way about Brooks and Gleb, but they're gone.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I was underwhelmed.
So yeah, they did Kiss the Girl, by the way. First of all, very happy we didn't get Part of Your World, because we get that song every year.
Okay.
Also very surprised that they did not get Mulan, because I know this show loves to typecast. I thought it was okay. Somebody harped, this has nothing to do with them. The weird like pop cover of this song, just, I was not feeling it. I don't know if you felt the same way.
I honestly wasn't paying that much attention to music. I was just kind of bored for this one.
I didn't think you would, but yeah, I definitely saw some mistakes. I would have liked it for a Rumba to be smoother, but I still think they're doing pretty well. Again, I think those 3rd and 4th spots for the finale are a toss-up, but I think she's very much in that mix.
I think she's probably end up in 4th.
I mean, Sasha's never ranked higher than 3rd, so it's possible.
Let's find out. Okay, let's move on to... I'm going to call it now, actually. I think Joey's going to win this show.
Hush.
I'm sorry. I'm not happy about it, necessarily. I think Chandler is better, but
well, Chandler got like super
purely
buff.
Based on demographics of who watches the show and who votes in the show. Joey is a front runner.
You are right about Bachelor Nation carrying a voice on this show. Although I
was more talking about the girls and the gays who watch this show more than Bachelor contestants.
That and I mean, a lot of people are just over Disney contestants. Plus, Chandler was super bust. Not this week, the week before.
Mm-hmm.
And this week, it kind of felt like it was steering towards Joey. Now, Trash in the Camp. Do people actually like this song?
I didn't.
I mean, okay, I love Tarzan. Don't get me wrong. It was actually the first movie I saw in theaters. I'm showing my age. The judges definitely pointed out some flaws. I didn't think it was terrible, but after him being number one the last 2 weeks, it was definitely a step back. I still think he's a lock for top two, but I'm not really upset though that he's kind of moving down because I really want to win this draft. I don't win enough.
I think you win plenty. But
say, Adam's only won one season of Dancing with the Stars so far.
Okay.
But yeah,
Anyway.
Joey, I still think he's doing well, but who knows? And next up, my number one pick, my champion, hopefully the champion, Chandler and Brandon doing Zombies 2, her franchise.
This is genuinely, I wrote this down and then I just, cause this is because I don't watch the show and don't really care. Is it fair that she had backup dancers?
They all get backup dancers. A lot of them do.
That doesn't make any sense to me. It shouldn't. It shouldn't. I feel like that's, I feel like that's distracting and sort of, I don't think it's necessarily fair. Anyway, she's the frontrunner for a reason.
Yeah, she was fantastic. She was great this week. I liked seeing Milo Manheim in their rehearsal, even though I did not like that Chandler pointed out that he got second place. He won. You cannot tell me who the person who actually won that season really won.
Was that Bobby Bones this season?
Yes.
Yay!
Milo got second, but he was so much better. Okay. He should have won.
Okay, sure.
But anyway, Chandler, she's the alpha, she's the leader, she's the one to beat. And God, I hope she wins.
It'd be nice. But I mean,
even if she makes the finale, like Brandon's only made it past Halloween week once. Soon to be twice if you count.
She's making it to the top two, 100%.
I was gonna say if you count this season twice, because she's not going home next week.
Yeah, she'll be in the top two. Okay.
All right, and then Phaedra, she got eliminated, so I don't know if we really need to talk about her.
I just remember the Triton Fiensel comic dog skit with the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I know it's very funny. That's all I know about her. Anyway, moving on.
Cruella de Vil. All right, and next we have the first mention of the MCU on Disney Night here on Dancing with the Stars.
First one ever? The
first one that I can think of, which is ironic because last season's winner was from the MCU.
It was weird. My first comment was I hate that Marvel is Disney now, technically. But besides
Disney owns everything.
Yes, they do.
They really do. All right. But yeah, Danny was the one that everybody was talking about the week before because his dedication was way overscored, in my opinion. But like now, and this is not this fault because I know they're just handed a song and a dance style and they're just told to go forth and choreograph. But this didn't feel like a Disney night dance. It just felt like two people in tight costumes dancing to Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah.
And Whitney even threw in some instant choreography, which I appreciated being a 90s girl myself, but I don't know. I didn't think they deserved 3 9s, but they're on my team, so I can't really be upset.
I was like, what I wrote was lots of personality. I wasn't super impressed, but what do I know? Because I got 3 9s. So
I also kind of had a little bit of sympathy because, so Danny's a football player, and he mentioned the old Super Bowl winning tradition of saying, I'm going to Disneyland, which he never got to say despite winning 2 Super Bowls. I did watch that one part. Tom Brady was on the team.
That was funny. I enjoyed that.
All right. Moana 2 bumper we won't discuss. Are you gonna see Moana 2. I'll probably see it on Disney Plus.
I haven't seen Moana 1 yet, so
It's so much better than Frozen.
okay.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Adam and I were like discussing this. Happiness. No Frozen. Not even any Pixar, let alone any You've Got a Friend in Me, because that makes Adam happy. Was not mentioned.
Okay.
All right, moving on to Wreck-It Ralph. Dwight and Daniela. Unpopular opinion, Ralph Breaks the Internet is better.
That is a very unpopular opinion. I liked Ralph Breaks the Internet, but the first one is absolutely a better movie. And I will say I do like both movies, but the height difference was very distracting for me, given that I haven't watched it before.
I mean, it's not their fault. Like he's
I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm just saying it was distracting. Obviously he can't control that, and she can't control that, and that is what it is. But I wasn't really super impressed by this.
Yeah, I mean, Dwight was second highest behind Chandler the first week. Last week he was dead last, and I don't see a way that he's not the next one eliminated. Unless next week he has an Iman type moment, which I seriously doubt, although he does have the same partner. But that's about it.
Okay.
I just don't see him being a contender anymore.
I mean, he is a bigger name than most of the others, so.
Yeah, being an athlete. But speaking of which,
an athlete whose name I've heard of before this show started. So
the most predictable song choice of the entire episode.
Oh yeah, this was not subtle. I'll put it that way.
Well, I mean, they usually aren't, but I could not scroll through TikTok for the last several weeks saying for Disney Week, Alona should do Surface Pressure at least like 5 times.
I mean, yeah, of course.
And I'm kind of glad that Adam's not here this week, but every year, another trend of Dancing with the Stars Disney Night is Alan getting horrendous hair and makeup. And this week they had him in a full donkey costume.
I will say that
donkey puns the whole time.
I will say the donkey hood was distracting, was very distracting. But
I'm like, this isn't the Masked Singer. This is Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Or even better, like, didn't the Masked Dancer get canceled like years ago?
There's so many ass puns I could make, but I'm not going to make them.
If Adam were here, he'd be all over this shit.
Yes, he would. I'm not gonna go there. What I saw was okay. I mean, I didn't really watch all of it because I was too distracted by the giant donkey head for most of it. And I will say the funniest moment of the entire episode that I watched was Carrie Ann holding up a 10, then an 8, and then a 9. She couldn't find the right number.
She's an interesting one. Okay, so I've said this before about jazz dances. They're kind of hard to screw up. Like, there's no real rules that you have to follow. There's not really as much technique as contemporary. And they didn't screw it up, but somehow I know she's really popular because she's like a big deal on TikTok, but I don't see her in the finale.
We'll see.
And if she is, she's got to be 4th.
Okay. Cut to 3 weeks later, Grace crying because Alona somehow won this show.
I win the draft, so I'd be happy, but I won't be upset if Alona wins the show, but I don't think she should win.
Okay. Well, she's not gonna, so don't worry about it.
And then the team dances, which Eric did not watch, so I will briefly discuss them. The first team was Team Roar with Dwight, Danny, Steven, and Phaedra doing I Just Can't Wait to Be King. And Dwight lifted Steven up like Simba at the end of it, so you need to go watch that. It was hilarious.
I think that was the part I saw. actually.
But yeah, they didn't really do a whole lot of dancing together. The judges pointed out mistakes. And then the other team was Team Goofs. Alona, Joey, Chandler, and Jen doing Eye to Eye from that movie I made Adam watch because he lost the draft like a while ago.
I did notice there was a Goofy movie representation of this episode, which I was very surprised by.
This was clearly the better one, and Alona lifted Jenna. So I don't know if that was a requirement, but this was clearly the better one. Team Roar got all 8s. Team Goofs got all 9s. Phaedra got eliminated, and that's Disney night.
Okay. I will say I didn't hate it, as I said, but not my thing. Absolutely, this show is not my thing.
Oh, my ears.
But yeah, it was. I mean, at least it was an episode where at least I didn't. At least I like knew the songs and stuff, sort of ish. Not really, but
yeah, that's always the fun part of Disney night. Halloween nights this week.
Do they go like as crazy as X Factor used to go with Halloween night?
With Halloween. So this week, this coming Tuesday night, we can transition to next week. The theme is Halloween nightmares.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's things that they're afraid of or just like anything scary that they were assigned. But we do get, first of all, we get like these really cool, creepy covers of songs, which is probably my favorite part. The hair and makeup team outdoes themselves completely. So it is a bit extra, but I mean, I don't think we're going to have anybody painted gold or singing Bad Out of Hell or anything like that. So.
Oh my God, you just referenced the 2 best Halloween night moments. Good for you, Grace.
All right.
Well, one of the 2 best. Andrea being painted gold was freaking sabotage, and I hate it to this day.
All right, so we also have the dance-off round. Chandler is actually immune from this round because she was number 1 this week, but the other 2 are paired up. The other 6 couples are paired off and given basically just a Halloween standard, and it is Team Adam versus everyone at this point. So the pairings and songs, the first one is Dwight versus Ilona. And they're doing a cha-cha to Ghostbusters. Yeah. The second is Danny versus Joey. Oh boy, this is going to be fun. And they're doing a jive to the Time Warp. And finally, Jen versus Steven. So that's Eric versus Adam. Are doing salsa to Jump in the Line, better known as Shake, 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 Senora. And if any of them try to do the worm like Steve Wozniak did, I will die right there.
I will. Well, I won't be watching, so I won't know. But
I don't know what's even worse, the fact that he tried that or the fact that he didn't get eliminated after that.
No, you know what? Good for Woz.
He was horrible.
Yeah, but everyone knew he was going to be horrible. So that
he didn't.
So really, no, he did. He's very smart. He's not stupid. Grace, he knew he was going to be terrible.
Yeah. Alrighty. And the couples dances with the creepy songs and their nightmares. Danny and Whitney will perform an Argentine tango to a Halloween version of Poison. That girl is poison. And his nightmare is snakes.
Okay.
Joey and Jenna will perform an Argentine tango to a song called Ramalama Bang Bang, and his nightmare is ventriloquist dolls. Darcy Lynn, if you're watching this, which we know you aren't, please crash their rehearsals. And bring the scary puppet. If there is one.
There isn't one. Move on.
My first thought was the alien, but anyway. Dwight and Daniela will perform a contemporary to the District 78 cover of Ring Around the Rosie, and his nightmare is the boogeyman, who isn't even real. But whatever. Chandler and Brandon will perform a Viennese waltz to Secret. It's the Pretty Little Liars theme song. and I might lose my millennial license for this, but I've never watched that show. And their nightmare is creepy dolls.
Okay.
Ilona and Alan will perform a tango to the Miley Cyrus version of Psycho Killer, and her nightmare is Psycho Killers. Until I found out this was a cover, I was like, it totally makes sense that Miley Cyrus has a song called Psycho Killers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cover. It's not her song. Anyway, Stephen and Riley will perform a contemporary, oh boy, to the Hidden Citizens version of I Ran So Far Away, and his nightmare is the dark. He's a wuss. And oh no, the episode title is a donkey pun.
No,
and
that's
finally,
the episode title, Grace. I'm sorry, you don't have a choice.
and finally, something that I actually asked for last year, Jen and Sasha will perform a contemporary to Vampire by Olivia Rodrigo, and her nightmare is, of course, vampires.
Also not real. Anyway.
Vampires are real. There's also going to be an Agatha All Along number, so more Disney plugging.
Okay. Fantastic.
But yeah, so that's Tuesday night, and Adam and I will not be wearing costumes because I don't like Halloween and Adam doesn't celebrate it.
Okay. On that note.
But also, I will say this, because last season, when we had dance-offs, before we go, this was the round where Barry Williams somehow beat Jason Mraz. And I am still not over that. I don't know when I'm going to be. Because some people still think I'm not over Bobby Bones winning.
You're not.
Can you blame me?
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. See you next week.
See you all on Idol Stars, or maybe before then. We'll find out. Bye, everyone.
Bye.